Welcome to Afi Reverie bra sewalong video tutorial. This is part 2. In this video I walk you through how I cut my pieces and keep track of them all. The main goal here is to have everything ready for sewing. Without further ado, let's get started. First on the cutting table is the powernet. This is the trio I decided to make from it. I pick the larger piece up, observe the blue line, the dogs. That is the direction of greatest stretch. On my fabric, dogs runs along the upper edge. When cutting pieces, you need to align correctly each one. The cutting chapter in the booklet shows how you need to align pieces on all fabric types, the main fabric, the lining, and the powernet trio I just started with. I am now picking up the back wing. I determined dogs on the fabric runs horizontally, and that is how my paper piece needs to be aligned. I am a big fan on saving fabric, that's why here I flip my piece to fit the spot. In doing so, I know dogs on the paper still points horizontally. Since this is a bigger piece, I swap my 28mm rotary cutter with the 48mm and cut behind the camera all 3 pieces. All of them are cut in pairs. The upper cup piece, the slings, and the back of course. This was all from the powernet. And I no longer need the D and B3 paper pieces. I put those away. But I am not done with the upper cup. I am keeping it close by. Next up are my pieces from the main fabric. Quite a few I'd say. The A1 and A2, B1 and B2, C2 and C3. These will be cut from my main pink shiny fabric. Fast forward and here they are. All these shown here are cut in pairs. A pair means 2 mirrored pieces. I showed you the power bar pieces are a pair. The cradle and the bottom cup pieces are also cut as pairs. And on top, there's the so-called neckline stripe pieces, again a pair, like the rest of them. The only piece that you need to cut one is the bridge. But don't worry if you cut this one a pair. It's a small piece, so not a big waste. Although on camera it looks like a quick job, you take your time. I will now remove the pieces I no longer need. And put away the fabric pieces as well. I am left with this little trio. That is the 2 bottom cup pieces and the bridge. These will need to be further cut from this tool that I chose as lining. Remember, this does not stretch in any direction. Since this was a lace band, the direction I am guiding myself of is the length of the fabric. That is going to be my dogs. I have to cut a pair for each bottom cup piece. That's why I fold the fabric and then align the C3 piece with the blue dogs line running along the length of my fabric. Here is my pair for the first bottom cup lining. Then I move on and quickly cut the other bottom cup pair. After that, the bridge will be next. Remember I cut only one bridge piece from my main fabric? Only one bridge piece is needed for the lining as well. I fiddled a bit to find the best spot for it. And that was all with the lining. Moving on to the pretty part. The upper cup from lace. I picked up the C1 piece. You can spot the black thick line somehow splitting the piece in 2. And if I bring this close, the pink arrows mark that the line needs to be aligned to the lace edge. While in the instructions I show you to cut the upper section from this piece, another way, and more practical, is to simply, but carefully fold the paper along the black line. With the clear edge on the paper, it is much easier to align this piece on the lace. And let's talk about arranging. Most of the time, for the perfect bra, you want the lace pieces to be mirrored. The problem here with my lace is, first of all, the scallops run along one edge only. And then, the pattern on this lace has some kind of curls, that again run in one direction only. It is not possible for me to mirror this lace. I bail out by simply folding the lace in two. Then I took a long time trying to fit the piece to minimize fabric waste. I found the sweet spot in the end. Can you see how scallops peek out? That's how you need to align this piece. All that's left to do is to cut the pair. Look at those pretty edges. We are done cutting. Let's sum up everything we have. First is the pair for the back band. Then the power bars, pairs again. And the cradle. Making way for more pieces at the top. The sling pair comes next. Then, the lining for the bottom cup. And the power net for the upper cup, a pair as well. Moving on to the bottom cups from the main fabric. And the recently cut lace for the upper cup. One bridge lining and one bridge piece from the main fabric. The only remaining pieces is the pair for the neckline stripes. Do you have all these? Because we are ready for the next step. And that is sewing. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.